Okay, so now we're gonna move on to safe and sound. This is a nice little exercise that I have for my intermediate dancers because it is a beginner, absolute beginner dance, AB by Musk. Safe and Sound by Capital Cities. It's a 32 count 4-wall dance. So we'll go through the choreography, but then nice little practice. I'm gonna teach you ways that you can kind of play around with the steps a little bit. Not trying to change the choreography, just trying to use what's there and make it your own. This comes in really handy if you go to an event or something. They'll play the song, you're with your friends, maybe there's a bunch of them that are beginners, or you're in a beginner room and you're dancing off to the side and you dance a few walls and you're starting to get a little like over it a little bit, but you don't want to be rude and leave. I mean, there's ways, most steps, you can kind of plug and play different steps into it that kind of fit. Don't throw everybody else off too much because they're very similar to the choreographed steps, and have a little bit more fun yourself. So, safe and sound. We're gonna start with our right foot. Let's go through the absolute beginner choreography first. High arrow. So we step right, twist our heels right, left, right kick. Then we take a step back, point our left, step forward, point our right. So that's our first 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, a way that you could change up those little swivels is you can make it a swivet. High arrow. So you step, and then lift that left toe and that right heel. Instead of just doing your heels, you can step, do a swivet, return, kick. Then on that step point, I'm going to challenge you guys. How about a half Monterey? Right? Step, point. Use that foot to step, point. Uh-oh. Now I'm facing the opposite ways of the beginners. What do I do next? That'll come in the next 8 count. So the beginner 8 count then, after that point, you do a jazz box with a cross and a step, touch, step, touch. So all the beginner from top to bottom goes step, swivel, swivel, kick, step, point, jazz box with the cross, step, touch, touch. So if I wanted to modify that second bit, now remember I did my Monterey and I'm here, I could do a half turn jazz box, half turn, and then the step, point, I can do it just like that, or I could even syncopate it a little bit, like step, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. I think the counts are a little bit different, but you might get the idea. You can add in extra hops, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8. You know, just kind of add a little bit of your own spice to it. So, top to halfway through right there from the beginner, step, swivel, swivel, kick, back, point, front, point, jazz box with the cross, step, touch, touch. A little bit of modification, I'm going to have fun with it. Ready? Step, swivet, kick, Monterey, turn, jazz box with the cross, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8. All right, the next part for the absolute beginner is 2 vines. One just regular with the touch, the other one a brush quarter turn. So you go vine, right with the touch, vine, left with a brush. Well, a lot of dancers, you know, through experience, you learn you can roll those. So how about we roll the right one, roll 2, 3 with the touch, and you're already torqued up. Let's roll back the other way, but we're going to have to go a full and a quarter. So roll, 6, 7, let's do a ball step. So add a little extra step there, but our weight will still be on the same foot. So that's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, the last 8 count for the beginner dance is another jazz box, and then a V-step out, out, in. But we're going to modify it a little bit. We're going to keep that jazz box there, and then we're going to syncopate out, out, in, out, out, in. Okay, so top to bottom with the absolute beginner version. Step, swivel, swivel, kick, step, touch, jazz box, and a step, touch, step, touch. Grapevine right, grapevine left with the brush, jazz box, out, out, in. Start again. If I wanted to modify it all, ready, and step, swivel it, kick, Monterey, turn, half jazz box, and a touch, and touch and touch. Vine with the roll, vine with the step, ball step, jazz box, out, out, and in, bump and bump, or double out, out, and in, or I can even do 2 half pivots. Yeah, as long as I end here and I'm ready to go again with my right foot. There is a restart. When you go to wall 2, you're just going to do half of the dance. So it's going to take you through to that jazz box, step, touch. I usually keep any kind of walls with restarts at the absolute beginner level or whatever level the dance is at so that I don't miss it and mess up everybody. Anyway, let's go ahead and dance it. I'm going to dance the first wall with just the absolute beginner. And then when I turn, I'll do absolute beginner into the wall 2 to the restart, and then let's just have fun with it. Do whatever steps you want. Maybe you have some ideas that you'd like to share. I would love to hear them, but this is kind of what you do. You become an intermediate dancer. You can still do the beginner, absolute beginner, whatever dances, improver dances, but after a while, you can start to add your own flair to it a little bit. So you can play with these steps. Rocking chairs can always become 2 half pivots. Like step touches, Monterey's. There's a lot of things that you can do. Shuffles, 3-step turns. Anyway, let's go ahead and dance it. I love this song, so that's a good reason. If you love the music and you want to dance to it and dance with everybody else, but then just add a little extra spice. Here we go. Ready? that was just some ideas, but you can play with it however you like. All right, thanks for dancing with me. I'll see you next week. Bye.